Hey folks, welcome to The Warmup. Neil Beasley with you, and it's finally football season again here in Texas. Thank goodness. Time to get you warmed up. We're starting off with some bangers in the Metroplex, so let's preview some huge Week 1 games in the lineup. We start at the Collins Complex, where Aledo has been spending a lot of time the past few years. Usually, it's facing Denton Ryan in district play. This time, the Bearcats get 6A-powered Denton Geyer to kick off the season. The Wildcats are debuting their new quarterback, Kevin Sperry, who transferred back to North Texas from Oklahoma. And guess what? After this year, he'll be heading back to Oklahoma to play for the Sooners. The offense will be highlighted by junior running back Caden Cobbs and wide receiver Corbin Glasgow. And on defense, big Wisconsin commit Xavier Ifunu will lead a confident line. While the 12-time state champs from Aledo are transitioning at quarterback, they still have 1,200-yard rusher Racine Gilroy Jr. in the backfield and superstar wideout Caden Finley to make big plays. This should be an exciting way to start the season. If you happen to be in the Houston area, you can catch Jason Todd's South Oak Cliff Golden Bears taking on 6A Power North Shore. That's right. Sock is taking it to the road for Week 1. They're driving right into the belly of the beast in North Shore. The Golden Bears were just short of a third straight 5A Division II title a year ago and are strengthening their schedule even more to get ready for playoff football. The defense will be stacked with linebacker Jaden Shelton and defensive back Tobias Gary. Got some big-time size in the trenches, too, and they'll need it to match up with the big bad Mustangs of North Shore. Also this week, how about the 103rd battle for 287 as Ennis visits Waxahachie? The series between these two close rivals, listen to this, is all knotted up. 50 wins, 50 losses, and 2 ties. So this one will break the tie, at least for a year. Ennis has Oklahoma recruit Grayson Harris at wide receiver, while the Indians are led by running back Wade Lemon. To be honest, who cares? Throw out the stats and the records, all of them gone when these two go at it. On Saturday, North Crowley takes on Lancaster. That'll be at the Star in Frisco. Both teams really beefed up their non-district schedule, but it's North Crowley who really felt they needed to. Starting with the Tigers, the Panthers will face DeSoto, Denton Geyer, and Rockwall before getting into district scuffles. That's a gauntlet. But if Coach Ray Gates wants his team to go 16 games this year, it's the kind of schedule he needs. Meanwhile, Lancaster sets up with North Crowley, Aledo, and Hebron to kickstart their season. Not too shabby either. And the Tigers are jumping up a classification to 6A, so they'll play big boy football. Should be an entertaining game with tons of athletes this Saturday afternoon.
Freeflation leaves economists baffled. Getting more for less? It's true for those who switch to Cricket and get a free Samsung Galaxy A14 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Our Inside High School insider, Matt Diggs, gives us his thoughts on some of the key matchups in Week 1 of The Picks.
Let's talk about Red Oak and Colleyville Heritage, one of the better games of the week because you just don't know what you're going to get out of this game. The Dallas Morning News thinks Red Oak is a little bit of a favorite. I've got Colleyville Heritage as a favorite. When I learned about Colleyville Heritage as head coach, he was a very defensive-minded coach, yet last year they got into shootout after shootout. But this year they returned most of their defense, and I know that culture at Colleyville Heritage is going to be emphasizing the defensive side of the ball. But the offensive side of the ball, Colleyville Heritage showed that they could score with everybody last year, and in 7-on-7, they did the same as well. Red Oak has some really explosive playmakers, but they've got some question marks on the offense. The defense even has a lot of questions. Red Oak has a quarterback battle, which is leaving me not very confident about that position right now. But maybe the coach is giving us a little bit of a sandbag. Maybe we'll find out that their quarterback play will be exceptional. Colleyville Heritage's quarterback, Bodie Weaver, really asserted that dominance in 7-on-7. I think Weaver and Braden Blewett will have big games, so I like, in a little bit of a shootout, maybe 38-28, I like Colleyville Heritage over Red Oak. Argyle versus Frisco Lone Star. This is a game that has a little bit of some subplots because you've got Frisco Lone Star, and for me it's a little bit of a no-win situation for them because if they win, they're supposed to win, but if they lose, it could really make them look bad. Frisco Lone Star does have some players coming back, but there are a lot of young, inexperienced players. So who's going to step up for Frisco Lone Star? Frisco Lone Star has all of the big names, but Argyle has a lot of the worker bees that make them great. And Argyle was very young the last couple of years, and they're going to be back with a vengeance this year. McGuire Gasperson against Lone Star's defense, specifically Jordan Deck, will be the battle to watch. If McGuire Gasperson can have an all-state kind of a game, I think Argyle can win this game, but I trust Frisco Lone Star's defense and depth a little bit more. I'm going to take in a slugfest Frisco Lone Star over Argyle. Carice Hoyt is a new sophomore quarterback for Lone Star, so finding out how he does in his first game could be an X factor in that game. Highland Park versus Rockwall Heath. I had a chance to watch Highland Park scrimmage against Plano East, and they were impressive. The offensive line looked vicious. They had depth at running back and quarterback. The defense looks like they're in week 5 shape already, and that could be because of Plano East, but it could be because Highland Park has a bumper crop. Again, I keep saying Randy Allen would retire if he didn't have the team that he thought could do something. And in 5A Division I, I think Highland Park has a really good chance to win the region and make it to the state semifinals and beyond. Rockwall Heath has a lot of young, inexperienced players. I think Highland Park has a good opportunity to run up on Rockwall Heath and perhaps win that game by a lot. So I think Highland Park is going to win this game by 3 or 4 scores or more. The game of the week is going to be Aledo versus Denton Guyer. Aledo's strength is going to be their offensive line, but Denton Guyer has so many athletes on the defense, it could negate that really good offensive line for Aledo. Denton Guyer has the athletes. They've got a 3-year starting quarterback, even though it hasn't been at the same school. He's been starting at a quarterback for the last 3 years. I think that's going to be the difference maker and allow Denton Guyer's younger athletes a little bit of a room to shine. Denton Guyer and Aledo have had some fun games in the past. I think it'll be high scoring, but Denton Guyer wins that game by 2 scores. I'm the Professor Matt Diggs, and those are my picks for week 1.
We caught up with a big-time athlete from the football field in this week's Recruiting Trail.
What are you looking for in a college?
Yeah, for me, it's 3 big things. Our relationship with the coaching staff. I hope to learn a lot from them and spend a lot of time with them. So that was big for me. A scheme that I could see myself being successful in, winning a lot of games in, and then academics for sure.
How do you want to fit into a college program?
Yeah, for sure. So with Baylor, obviously, it's a lot of decision making that's put on the quarterback, and so that's always been something that I've prided myself on and worked hard to do well. So that's a big thing. Some program that's going to put a lot on the quarterback, and so I can see myself being successful in that. A scheme where I get to push the ball deep, and that's always been something I kind of like to do. Put the ball where the receiver needs it. And then from other aspects, a program that's going to push me to be my best, whether it be in football or the off-season side of things, those are the big things for me.
Who is Edward Griffin?
Yeah, I pride myself in doing well in school, so I've always taken multiple AP classes. So I always try to push myself hard in school. That's a lot of what I do. But outside of that, I just like being active, play a lot of spike ball or volleyball or stuff like that, And then on the field, Edward Griffin is the guy that loves to win, loves to score points with the offense. That's awesome for a quarterback. Yeah, for sure.
So what do you want the Baylor fans to know about you?
Well, first, I do have a small hidden talent. I can juggle. That's always been something I thought was kind of cool. But Edward Griffin's a guy that loves to win. He's going to put in the hours, whether it be in the film room, on the practice field, in the weight room. A guy that brings a winning mentality and then for sure tries to spread that with the rest of the team. I've always prided myself on being a leader, worked hard on that. And so a guy that's going to do what I think it takes to win, do what my coaches think it takes to win, and then hopefully bring guys with me.
What are some accolades you're looking to accomplish before you graduate?
Yeah, on the field's big. Mentality is just going 1-0 every week. As a team, I think that's our mentality, and we're going to see how far that takes us. We're going to put in the hours. It's a lot of seniors, so a lot of guys have grown up with, and so we want to achieve a lot for sure. And then outside of that, I'm in an organization called Red Jackets at my school, which is kind of an ambassador thing, and so that's kind of something I look forward to. I want to leave a great legacy with that. They kind of pick some of the best grads. There's only like 20 of us in the whole school picked by the principal, and then they pick some of the best ones, and you kind of get recognized. And so on a personal level, that's a big thing for me, trying to represent my school to the best of my ability, for sure.
What is the legacy that you want to leave as you prepare for the next move in your career?
On the football field, a guy that is willing to work every day. It's great to be able to perform on the field, and I hope to do so, but a guy that performs and prepares well off the field and leads other guys. I think my class and myself have a great opportunity to do well and show some of the younger guys what it takes. And then outside of that, being a guy that, can be a great football player on the field, but also a great guy in the classroom, sitting at the front in class, doing well, always being attentive, being a good guy in the halls, trying to lead to the best of my abilities, and kind of like with that red jacket thing, being a good face for Coppell for sure.
Cricket Wireless has an offer that's going to blow up your group chat. 4 lines for only $25 per month each with nationwide 5G. Smile, you're on Cricket.
Our producer, Ward Fasold, caught up with Lancaster head coach Leon Paul to discuss the Tigers' big game with North Crowley in this week's Media Day segment.
All right, thanks, Neil. We got my man Leon Paul from Lancaster, the head coach there, and he made the jump, man, 5A to 6A. I know you're excited about doing the jump, and to be excited about it, you know exactly where you're headed. Talked about just that transformation from 5 to 6A and how you think you're going to adapt to that.
So we've been getting ready for the jump probably since I've been here. My first year here, we scrimmaged Lamar and Cedar Hill. And then for the past 2 years, we scrimmaged DeSoto was our scrimmage. And then in the summertime, we played 7-on-7 versus Duncanville. So we've been getting our kids ready to play at that type of level for the past couple of years, because we just knew that as our numbers grew, that we was going to be 6A one day.
And you're certainly playing teams that will compete with you all, and you know what you have coming up in 11-6A, and you're like, that doesn't scare me. Let me go ahead and put some more powerhouses in my non-district. And we're starting this week off with week 1. You're playing North Crowley Saturday. Nobody else is really playing, so all eyes are going to be on you in North Texas. How excited are you about that game, and how did it come about to schedule teams like North Crowley, Aledo that you have on the non-district?
I'm very excited about our week 1 game. I mean, Coach Gates does an incredible job with those guys over there. The transformation that he's taken in the past 2 years is incredible. Hats off to him. But in order for us to be a championship team, we have to be able to play with championship teams. And in my eye, he's a championship team. He was 1 game away from a state title, and we're sitting here two games away from a state title last year. So I wanted to make sure that I found out real quick what type of team I have going into the district that we have.
And as you proved last year, and you can always use this as an example, I guess, to your players, even if you don't pull off wins in those games, heck, you started off last year, 1-4, and you still were down. I forget what the total record was, but you went 4 rounds deep. You can, it's proven to work. It's proven to you play the tougher, you end up being tougher, right?
You're right. I mean, it's all about overcoming adversity. But you have to touch the fire to see how hot it is, instead of looking back at it and wondering how hot it is. And we're the type of team we're going to jump in the fire, and we're going to get used to how hot it is. And then we're going to take that heat and put it on other people.
I like that, Coach. I like that. And the best thing, you talk about the heat, but the best thing you did about this week 1 game is you scheduled at the Star, so you ain't trying to sweat your boy out. I appreciate it, Coach. You're always coming through for me like that. Throw me in the Star.
Look, Coach Gates looked that up. I can't take credit for it, but I'm grateful that we're playing in the Star as well.
Either way, we'll definitely be there with the camera. I appreciate it, Coach, and good luck this season.
Thank you.
Hey, that'll do it for today's show. Thanks for joining us, and we leave you with Professor Diggs' DFW ranking. Week 1 starts tonight.